YouTube, I am back at it again with another one. So today we're gonna take a walk by the water, show you the beautiful view. Down here, what we call Eastwood. It's one of the lakes down here in Ohio. So I call my video Mayday Russia. Why did I call it Mayday Russia? It's very important why I called it that too. So this also has to deal with Ukraine. We're gonna stand on the dock a little bit. We're gonna watch the sun go down. Well, it's already down, but we're gonna watch it get dark. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and let's talk about what is this May Day that they having on May 9th. Why is so important? One second. Anyway, this May Day, May 9th is so important for the Russians. It was the day that they defeated the Nazis. It was also a day to remember the fallen. It's the day that they'll never forget. See, this is something they don't teach us in school history. They don't teach us none of this, but it needed to be taught. Because not only did America fought in this great war, so did Russia, and Russia played a huge part in this war. But we're going to get into it. Russia lost 26 million troops fighting Nazi Germany. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people, yo. German, Nazis, whatever you want to call it, the military wasn't there 26 million strong. That just show you how the might these Nazis put up. You know, I'm not giving them no kudo points or anything, but I'm just showing you the might. But it's also the might that the Russians gave to make sure that freedom was going to stand. Along with the Americans, India, and all the other countries that bravely fought. Now we fast forward to 77 years later, right on the dot. And what do we have? Flip the script. Change the order. What you see on TV is Russian Nazis. You know, Ukraine is innocent. They was civilized people. Why would Russia invade these civilized people? You let them say it. See the fishes? Got the fishes jumping up out of the water. But they said, that's what the media said. These people are civilized. And Russia just attacked these people for no reason. Man, if that wasn't the biggest lie that they can ever come up with, we can go back to 2014. Odessa, Ukraine. I believe it was on what, the 9th? Was it the 9th, the 2nd, the 5th, I believe, somewhere around there. I could be wrong, but I'm getting the days screwed up. But anyway, in Odessa, 2014, there was a big gang of far-right groups that came to this peaceful protesting. And when they came to this peaceful protesting, these people decided they was going to start some violence. They're going to stir up some violence going on. And they took over 100 people and locked them into the building and set it on fire. Brutally beating up people, setting their tents on fire. These people was there to disturb the peace. And this was actually 2014, Odessa, Ukraine. This is actually stuff that you can look up. Look up the protesting. That's all I'm telling you people. Is start doing y'all research. You know, before we start believing what the media says. The hypocrisy, the propaganda that I see on TV greatly disturbs me. I'm not Russian. I'm not pro-Russian. I'm not sticking up for the Russians. But I'm a person that sticks up for the truth. And what I see so far from my investigation, that is nothing but propaganda. That's what we're looking at. Nothing but propaganda. That somebody wants to flip the script and make the Russians into the Nazis. And the Ukrainians are fighting for your freedom. I want y'all people to really look into that desperately hard. I want y'all to know every time you say glory to Ukraine, it's like when the Nazis said Allah Hitler. Allah Hitler. I want you to remember that. So every time you say glory to Ukraine, you are saluting to Nazism. These people have no remorse for life. Some of the videos I have seen what they had done to the captured Nazis, the captured Russians. Some of the videos I have seen they have done to their own Ukrainian people, who has a big part of shared bloodline or whatever you want to call it with Russia. It is sad that nobody's talking about the truth. The same media who reported on these far-right groups in Ukraine is the same media who's refuting it right now and playing dumb and having memory loss. They have no idea what happened. This is real. This is sadly but true, but it is real that these people is playing around like, hey, we never report about Nazis in Ukraine. You know what Lavrov said over there in Russia. I understood what he was saying, but look at the ducks. See the ducks. But anyway, we know what Lavrov was saying. He said Hitler had Jewish blood in him. Now, before, when I was in high school, I was doing a lot of studying on this World War II. It is one thing that I did know, that I believe, strongly believe, that Hitler was talking about his mother was being a descendant of the Jews. Ascendant of the Jews. But, now we have this big erase, changing history, changing stuff on the books. It's probably best for y'all people to have paper books, because you're going to need it. Because these blogs, everything on the internet, they deleting it. They censoring all this stuff. They changing it. It's crazy. We have some warmongers that live in America. Somebody want to take this beautiful nation down, our beautiful planet, and they want us to desolate it. They want to make our planet a fiery pit. If y'all believe in God, I advise you to start praying, because somebody wants to take this country to war, and this is not going to be a war like World War II. Not even close. You're not fighting Nazis this time. They're trying to get you to fight Russians. And what you people don't understand, some of those Russians are highly, highly trained. Possibly even more trained than our American troops. We're looking at that right now in Mariupol, Ukraine. Some of the best Ukrainian trained troops was in Mariupol. Got taken down by the Russians. And that was their best. Trained by NATO. If y'all didn't know that, these people was trained by NATO for 8 fucking years. 8 fucking years. Trained by NATO. Going in and out of action through the mass Ukraine. Back and forth. So they already had battle experience. It was already battle hardened. Some of these people already took in different wars. And yet, Russia took them down. They're not even talking about the other cities that Russia's taking down. I think the best way I can explain this to you people, when it comes to a country, national security, I want you to start thinking like, one second. I want you to start thinking like, what if Mexico and Canada wanted to join the Soviet Union? Y'all thinking about that real hard. Like, America go to war, boots on the ground with no questions asked. Like, faster than you can get a fart out your pants is undeniable. So then you blame Russia for what they do? I mean, what was the point of NATO kept expanding after the deterioration of the old Soviet Union? The Soviet Union failed. They collapsed just the way that they wanted to do. So what was the point of NATO? Waiting for another great power to rise and they stay in power? No. What they do, they kept expanding, still building up military might, ganging all these countries with them. And look what happens. So I want to tell y'all some about this documentary. Let's get to this documentary real fast before I end this video. It's called Ukraine on Fire. There's some multiple ones, but this one, Ukraine on Fire, really sticks out. So I don't want to put no videos up because of copyrights. I get demonetized a lot, a whole lot. So they constantly on my views. They stand on me. So anyway, we're gonna talk about this Ukraine on Fire, and I advise you to go watch it. Watch this Ukraine on Fire. How this stuff led from all the way from the Bush administration. The Bush administration and stuff. Dick Cheney, Joe Biden when he was vice president, and how all these people was involved in this. 2014, these people was involved. They already had it in their head, let's train these Ukrainian troops. Let's train them because we know one day that Russia's going to attack them. How do they know that one day that Russia was going to attack these people, this country? How? They only knew because they premeditated. It's the only way. Facts. So they was already training them. So the LPR, the DPR, is a breakaway from Ukraine. So these cats, these are Ukrainians breaking away from Ukrainians, say, hey, man, we don't want to part of y'all corruption. Ukraine has so much corruption going on. And another thing about this corruption with Ukraine, they don't talk about all the biracials and the different immigrants that lived in Ukraine. You think it was just only Ukrainians and Russians? And no, it was black people from Africa, Mali, India. We're talking about people who actually stayed there, that lived there. Let's look at this beautiful bird right here. Let me zoom in on it. There we go. Look at that beautiful bird. Zoom back out. But yeah, this is some of the things I'm talking about. They ain't telling you all these immigrants that stayed in Ukraine. And when the war broke out, the first thing they did was told these Africans and these Indians and all these other people, you have to stay here and fight. It's like, hey man, this is not my war. Why will I fight this something that's not my war? This is y'all corruption. And that's what led, also with the DPR and the LPR of Ukraine, that caused them to be breakaways. This is why they broke away from Ukraine, because of the corruption. And Joe Biden had a huge hand in this, and his son, Hunter Biden. How can this man be dealing with power and have no experience in it, no education in it? This dude's making over $300,000 a month from Ukraine. Come on, man. He's just the vice president's son. Nobody ain't talking about how Biden made all this money. Millions. Hillary Clinton, millions. Dick Cheney, millions in Ukraine. See, the truth was, what happens was that when Russia came over there and they invaded their little money laundering scheme, that's what turned them up. That's why you see Joe Biden on TV and he's taking this shit personal. This man is taking it personal. Notice that he's putting all his money and his weapons and stuff into Ukraine. Why do you think he's doing it? Why do you think he's doing it? He's doing it for a reason. Because his money flow was messed up. Now that, look at that, caught a fish. But now that Hunter Biden laptop and got exposed, they trying to clean this stuff up. They monetizing they censorship everything. They said that we supposed to be a land of democracy, the land of free. There's nothing here free anymore. They taking your freedom away from you as we speak. Notice that you go on YouTube and you start seeing the caption off, you seeing the dislike off, you just see the like on. Why do you think they doing that? They taking your freedom away. They don't want to show you how many dislikes this channel done got or that channel done got. It's all the likes. Then when you see these congressmen up there and doing their little talking and everything, they demonetize it and turn off the caption. You can't even speak your own voice. Because what they're doing, you got to believe what they believe. If the narrative's not fitting what they're saying, then you are lying. That's what they're saying. But I'm telling all my people, whoever listens to this, I'm telling everybody, take your time out and start doing some hardcore research. Because our kids deserve to have a freedom. Our kids deserve to live till tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, to live on. Not to fight somebody war because of their ego or they in their feelings. White supremacy. I mean, come on, man. Even you white people need to stand up for this. You need to stand up for what's right. You got to see it if it's somebody was invading your territory. You got to be friends with your neighbor if you like it or not. Can you imagine living next door to your neighbor and you feuding with them? Eventually, one of you going to move. But this is a country. This is a country that's feuding with each other. But back in what I was saying about Mayday, that very important parade that is happening right now in Russia. Russia having in their minds that they will not tolerate any Nazism. No Nazism. None. Zero tolerance. They will go to war with you once they find out. It's disrespect, disgusting to say that Russians or Putin is a Nazi. It's 100% disrespect. Not for a country who put up the most lives to win the war versus a country who didn't feel like getting in the war. They had no other choice to get in the war because they got attacked. Anyway, this is all I'm going to give y'all today. I don't want to be long. It's getting dark. Take y'all around the view again. We got the little duckies. They out here. Got no food for them. Anyway, thanks for watching.